This video is going to show the very basics of Snap, some of the vocabulary, and just kind of how to set up your first code. So the first thing we're going to look at is the website, which is snap.berkeley.edu. It's up here. When you go here, there's some information, there's some example projects, there's a lot on their website. The thing you're going to click on is right here where it says Run Snap. This website is where we're going to code everything for this class. So you might want to bookmark it by clicking the star in your browser and save it as Snap. All right, so we're in Snap now. We're going to talk about some of the different parts of the screen. The most important one, when you're first starting, is going to be this cloud. This is the login button. So right now I'm logged in. You will not be logged in the first time you log into Snap. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to sign up for an account. It's going to ask you for some information, for an email address. You are going to have to verify the email address, so give it one that you can check. And you're going to make an account. After you make an account, you're going to sign back in. You need the cloud to be white. This will show you that you're logged in. This is the only way you'll be able to save your file. So make sure this is the first thing you do is you set up a account with Snap. This will let you save and share and all that stuff. All right, so the cloud is for that. This file, this little paper with the folded corner, is where you're going to save and open and share. You're also going to be able to import some pictures and some costumes, and we'll get to some of that in a minute. That's the file icon. This is the setting icon. We're not going to use this too much right now. The one thing you might want to do is, if you're interested, if you can make your blocks bigger or smaller so you can see them easier. But besides that, we'll play around with settings more in the future. And then up here, these different colors are categories of blocks. This is called the palette. This is where you're going to find your different blocks that we're going to code with. And they're kind of organized by similar groupings of categories. You're going to put your code over here in this area in the middle. This is called the scripting area. It also has tabs for costumes and sounds. We'll get to those eventually. But scripts is where you're going to put most of the code. This area on the top right is called the stage. This is where the things are going to happen. This little arrow, which is the thing that's going to move, is called the sprite. This is, if you're going to have multiple sprites, they'll be down here. And this is where you click on the stage. So the stage and the sprite, you can interact with them differently down here. You can add more sprites, but we'll get to that in a later video. All right, so the first thing we want to do is just kind of play around with some of the blocks. A real good one to start the code with is this when green flag is clicked block. This is just kind of symbolizes this is the start of my code. You can hook other blocks up to it. When you're coding in Snap, you can just go grab the block and put it over here. You can click on it here, or for the green flag, you could click on it up here and it'll run the code. Right now, there's nothing attached to it, so it's not doing anything, but this is what we're going to start with. Then we'll go to looks. And maybe we'll get a say hello for 2 seconds, but you don't have to say hello. You can say something else. You can say like, my name is Mr. Prado. And instead of for 2 seconds, maybe we say for 3 seconds. Then afterwards, maybe we'll have it go to a random position on the stage. And then we can have it move, I don't know, 30 steps. Let's see what else. We can have it play a sound. We can have it play a note for 60 seconds. And then we're just going to click this and see what this does. So plays the name, or says the name, it moves, and it plays the tone. I'm not sure how audible that is for you guys. But when you try it out, you'll see that it is, in fact, playing a tone. And this is going to be the basic way you're going to add blocks. You can add things in between blocks. So let's say maybe I want to start it instead of a random position. Let's say I want to start it in the center. If I want that to go in between blocks, I can just drag it up there. I can also take blocks and I can separate them, add blocks, rearrange them. If you want to delete blocks, you can just take them and just drag them over here. There's quite a few things you can play around with and just see how they work. I recommend for at first just like playing around, trying out the different blocks, see what they do. This will kind of get us started. All right, let's add maybe a think, and let's say I teach computer science. The order you put the code is the order that it'll run. So if I want it to play one note, then think this sentence, then play another note, I have to put it in that order. It's not going to know which order you intend it. It's going to do whatever order it's listed here. So if you want something in particular to happen in a particular order, make sure that it's coded in that order. Let's go ahead. So there's lots of blocks here. We can set the size of the thing. We can make it 200%. It'll make it double the size. And you can keep playing around with this stuff. There's a lot of different stuff going on here. There's a lot of different blocks. Some of them are easier to understand than others. And as we go through this course, we'll introduce you to more and more of them. So this is just kind of to get you started. I am going to show you two other things. I'm going to show you how to do costumes and backgrounds. So if we have a sprite here, we can go to costumes. If we want, we could draw a costume for it. So we could go here and we could, I don't know, we could draw a face if you wanted. You can play around with different colors. I don't know, I'm not that good at drawing. But you could draw something. That takes a while and it's not going to look super professional. There are other ways of downloading images, but a really good one is if you click on the file up here, you go down to costumes, and then you pick one that you like. For me, I'm going to pick one that has a character with a couple different images, just so I can show you how to change costumes. Maybe this person right here. So Cassie D, we're going to import this one. And after you find one you like, you just click on it, you hit import. And then I'm going to do these three. I'm going to get rid of this one, my face. So if you right click or control click, if you have a computer without a right click, you can just delete it. So I have Cassie A, B, and D. I'm going to go back to my script now. So I was in the costume tag, now I'm in the script tag. Maybe I want to make this a little bit smaller, so maybe I make it 80% for the size. And then I can play around with the costumes. So if I go up here to switch to costume, they have different names, and I could go back if I forgot which one was which. I could look back here. Let's say I want to start on costume A, and then later on I want to switch to B. So after it says my name, it's going to switch to costume B, and then maybe later on I want to switch to D after it says the thing. And then you can run it and it'll do different things, and you can have different combinations of costumes and sounds and talking and movement, and that kind of stuff. And let's do one more thing and then that's it for this video. So you can also, the same way that you got a costume for your sprite, you can click on the stage down here in the bottom right, click on backgrounds, go to file, click on backgrounds, just like we did for costumes. And you can pick a background. So let's say I like this mural one, click on that. So now we have a background. Now if I want to go back to the code, I need to click back on the sprites down here. This is still the costume, so go back to the script. So you'll get used to this as you start to get some more experience. To get full credit for the project, make sure you're reading the rubric. If you want to just use says and thinks, that'll get you most of the way there. You can also add things like write. I don't know, this will add, let's make it larger so you can see. And this will just add some more information. So I don't know, I like to watch baseball games. So take some time. Play around with different blocks. Some of them you will not understand what they mean right away, and that's fine. Maybe don't use those. Find some other ones. Some of them are very intuitive. You'll figure out real quickly. So just play around with the blocks, play around with the costumes, play around with stages, and then when you're finished, there's a couple of stages. You got to make sure you're logged in. So go back to this cloud, make sure it's logged in. Go to save. Well, actually, let's save it first. So we have save as. So if you want to give it a name, so you're going to click save as. The first time you save it, we need to use save as to give it a name. Maybe we'll call it like my first Snap project, and then hit save. You will not have all these projects. I've been using Snap for a long time, so I have lots of different project names. You will have just nothing, or maybe this one, so you hit save. Now that's saved, and you can see up here where it's changed to my first Snap project. It's not shared yet, so if you want to share it with someone, so you want to submit it as one of your assignments, if you submitted this website address right here, I wouldn't be able to open your Snap. It would just send me to a blank Snap. If you want to share it, you're going to go to File, you're going to go to Open, find your project name. Now yours might only have this one, so mine was called My First Snap Project. Click Share. It's going to ask you, are you sure? You hit yes. Now it went to bold here, which is good. And more importantly, the website is much longer, and it includes my username and the name of the project and some other symbols. This, if you take the whole thing, you copy and paste it in the assignment, or you can email it to someone. This is how you're going to share your projects. And that's the basics for Snap. So one important thing though, after I saved it, if I add something different, so let's say I change the pen color to red or something, if I don't save it again, it doesn't autosave. So unlike a lot of the programs you're used to that autosave, Snap does not autosave. So make sure you're getting a habit of saving it frequently. When you're updating things, make sure you're saving it. And this will be should get you going on your first project. Make sure you read the rubric to make sure you have everything. And it should get you a good start. All right.